Well, I am Quickstep the Green Knight, at your service.
Crimson Lord.
Real Beef McGee.
Joey. And today, the animated movie we watched was Yu-Gi-Oh! Bonds Beyond Time. Yeah, so this movie is basically the three first Yu-Gi-Oh! Protagonists, Yugimoto, Jaden Yuki, and Yusei Fudo, have to stop the evil villain Paradox from ending all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because apparently Yu-Gi-Oh! In the future just destroyed everything. Yes, a children's card game destroyed the future.
Oh, that may just have been his perspective.
I know, he's kind of insane. More on that later. So yeah, basically we get one massive duel where our three protagonists are trying to save the world from the guy who's trying to wipe out Yu-Gi-Oh! By killing Pegasus and Yugi's grandpa for some reason.
I think he was just caught in the middle. And spoiler.
Dude, it's what... that's really the entire plot of the movie, so that,
I mean...
we can't really... For overall, plot-wise, it's that simple. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, most of the movie basically just revolved around the duel itself. It was just a big, long, like, 30, 40-minute duel, it felt like.
Yeah. For a Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie, it's pretty simple in the plot.
It's more or less just like any old episode of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, just stretched out to be an hour.
Hey, but if something ain't broke, don't fix it.
Who said it was broke? Maybe it is broke. Alright, so initial thoughts, other than what we just got into.
Well, if anything, I'm glad they decided to go with the first three protagonists as the ones who team up, because I have to admit, I don't mind the monsters that come into the later arcs after the 5Ds, but the characters, I'm not so sure about those two.
The fifth one, yes, I will give up. He's actually not that bad of a character. The fourth one, I don't know where the fuck they were coming. Pardon my language. Briefly, ignore that.
He tends to be a screw-up for the first few episodes.
Not even just that. He's known to not be a good duelist, and he needs a duel spirit.
Well,
It's
like an
basically...
interdimensional alien.
What's even weird is at least Yugi was, he might have had that same thing, but Yugi was a good duel spirit. As a quote a line from his biggest rival, Kaiba, he really is the king of games.
Darn right he is.
Shut up, Joey.
No.
Yeah. But overall, yeah, as we go from basically, like, it's a basic story. We get to see our three protagonists who mix their duel styles into make a perfect duel strategy that just goes well for them. Even though two of them don't know what the heck synchros are.
Well, still, they are pretty good. Heck, they even have their own titles. Yugi's the king of games, Jaden is the supreme king, and Yusei is Satellite's shooting star.
Yeah, with their own really good, badass...
Usernames.
No, I was gonna say badass both, then I just realized, pardon my language. Jaden's is get your game on. Yusei's is rev it up, and Yugi's is, of course, the very simple, it's time to duel!
There's no before it.
Really?
Yeah, it's just in the theme song.
It's been a long time since I've watched the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Went back to watch it on Hulu to see the final season. Yeah, so what?
But I have to admit, the Japanese version of the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Opening theme is a lot better.
Oh, like, it's no competition.
But that's how it works in America. Once they get the Japanese version, once they get the anime, they muck up the opening song. Although for the second and third seasons, I don't mind the English versions.
No. And the fifth one's opening's not that bad. Alright, let's actually talk about the movie, not these random Yu-Gi-Oh! Facts. Yeah, sorry, this movie, kind of like the Fate State card novel, this is a little hard to talk about because it's really just a duel.
Yeah, it's a very simple concept. Frankly, there's not all that much to say about it.
It's actually not just any duel. As far as I've seen in the movie, they take the ace monsters that they have, and they're literally playing against the dark brainwashed versions of the greatest monsters they've ever faced against that belong to their rival.
Yeah, like you see Rainbow Dragon.
Blue Eyes White Dragon, Red Eyes,
talk about
Cyberman,
Red Eyes.
Rainbow. I'll be honest, when I first saw the movie, I was expecting Red Dragon Archfiend, but I was a little surprised they would steal Stardust.
Yeah, Stardust, and it looks like Curse of Dragon was also in there.
No, he wasn't.
They kind of lost my interest a little at the end. I saw. Oh no, never mind. That was one of Yugi's cards. Never mind. I think I don't know. I gotta admit, a little bit towards the end, I kind of stopped paying attention.
And just a little reminder to anyone who is planning to get these cards, they're probably online or so. The effects they have in the movie are way different than the ones they have in real life, because if they were as powerful as they were in the movie, duels just wouldn't be any fun.
Yeah. Also, if you want my opinion, don't run Malefic decks. They're really weak.
Well, it's not that they're weak, it's just that you can only have one of them on the field at a time, and you need a field spell.
Yeah, which if you just remove the field spell, you're pretty much just easy way to clear the field. It's like using Neospatian Granville when you only have one monster on the field.
Well, that's what the spell field barriers for.
Doesn't mean you're always guaranteed. If you ask me, I remember when I used to run a Malefic, he did not last very long. But yeah, overall, I guess that's all we can say. Initial thoughts.
Yeah.
Let's move on to characters.
Why don't we start with the first one, the King of Games himself?
He's still the awesome King of Games we know and love.
Heck yeah. Go you.
So I'm kind of sad we don't get to see.
Much of him.
Yeah, because he shows up midway through the duel, or he shows midway right before the duel comes. They go back in time, go to stop Paradox, and his Karibo still did a good amount of fight.
It's a very Terminator-esque movie at that.
Yeah, it's just minus the Skynet.
And the liquid metal cups. Which that could have been a good card, actually.
No, I think Neo Knight still is the best card. Although there is one thing I find a little weird with Yugi's deck is you see his Dark Magician and his Dark Magician girl, and I don't know something off, but correct. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen the regular anime, but they didn't talk unless they were towards the Sumerial duel, correct? Minus that one filler arc, but no one wants to talk about that one.
If I'm right, according to the series, they're... No,
Ah!
I won't say it. Not gonna say it.
That's a spoiler.
See, I've never seen
Let's
any
just say
anime,
that
so...
of all the duels that Yugi's been in, you usually see him with those two magicians at his side.
Well, if you've seen the latter part of the anime, you know who those two are.
But
I
we
would
won't
be
say.
surprised if they weren't beside him this entire time.
If you want to find out who they are, watch Yu-Gi-Oh! The Millennium World Arc. You'll see.
And if you haven't watched it yet, get out from under your rock. Sorry, I had to.
Anyway, moving on to Time Skip. Let's
talk about the next King of Games, the Ace of Duel Academy. Cypher Rep's only player,
the Supreme King.
Jaden Yuki.
His type of styling is using elemental hero monsters and fusions, which you should have some similarity with.
Some.
Well, you're pretty much the hero runner of this club.
Heck, elemental heroes are my deck style. Mostly. You might see some other kind of heroes in my deck. He's the King of Games. He might be a slacker, but he shows when real-life heroes are always the ones you can rely on.
And although he's known for many of his monsters like Flying Wingman, the only hero he uses is Neos.
Who, if you've seen the anime, that makes sense, because if you think about Midway Season 2, Neos, an elemental hero, appears with his brethren, the Neospatians, and it kind of becomes Yugi's most famous deck style.
And
not Yugi, Jaden's.
And in the movie, Neos gets a debut new form that's a fusion between him and a warrior-type monster called Elemental Hero Neos Knight.
And he is one of the most awesome versions of Neos, especially unlike his other allies. This one stays on the turn without a Neospace, making him the elemental hero you can rely on.
And his card is real, we have verified that, but if anything, he can attack monsters twice. He can attack twice, but you don't deal any battle damage. If anything, each one of the monsters are good for clearing the field.
Yeah, and I believe actually one of our Anime Club members might actually have his card. I think I saw it one time when I borrowed his Neospace deck. Yeah, and
although we have seen glimpses of Yubel, and if you watch the series, you should know who she is, but we've only
Season
seen
3, if you focus on it. Don't look for Season 4, you ain't gonna find that.
Right, but we've only seen her in her spirit form. Jade never actually plays her, but she's sort of like by his side, helping him.
Just like a servant to their liege. She's Frederick or Jacob to his coroner Crom. Oh, come on, you could have gotten that one, Joey.
Well, we said everything about Jaden's part in this, but his story behind this whole plot is that he's trying to get back some cards that were stolen from his friends.
Yes, and you see one example of that. You see Cyber End and Rainbow Dragon. Who those belong to? Watch GX. Of course, if you've seen the first season of GX, you know who Cyber End, and if you want to know who Rainbows is, watch Season 3. Now let's go back to our final protagonist.
Yusei
Fudo.
Satellite Shooting Star.
Our Synchro Master.
Now, unlike the first two, where one was the grandson of a famous game shop owner, and the second was an aspiring duelist at Duel Academy,
He's a mechanic.
Yusei Fudo had a not so elegant beginning. He starts his story off in the slums of the satellite, which is a separated part from the brighter counterpart, New Domino City.
And you find out later through his story, through his father's, that he actually wasn't originally from the slums. This is the mysterious event that shows up in the beginning, which is supposed to be his nightmare dreams that his friends talk about, which the animated movie does not actually imply that's what he was dreaming about. Or if it was supposed to be, the cut was way wrong, because they show a completely different scene than that. So, they're talking about what happened with his father's research, and how he actually ended up in the slums. But he's basically our Synchro Master. His deck style, and of course we all know with his year, is Synchro's focus. So we see his famous card, Junk Gardna.
Well, actually, Junk Gardna's debut is this movie.
Really? I thought he showed up in the series.
Nope.
5Ds is when I kind of stopped watching Yu-Gi-Oh anime.
But in which case, aside from all that, his main monster of choice is always Stardust Dragon.
Yes.
Who, like Neos, has varying forms that are throughout the 5D series.
Yeah. One of the Crimson Dragon's chosen warriors.
Not just the chosen, the leader.
Yes, because we all know what happened to the first chosen one. Yeah.
So tragic when the good ones go bad.
It's always the Paragon always rebels.
But seriously, if you want to find out, watch 5Ds.
Yeah. I mean, the movie gets hinted at their storylines, but those are just hints. As, admittedly, it implies you know the series. So if you aren't a Yu-Gi-Oh fan and you watch this, you'll be confused as well. If you're also not a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, I don't know why you're watching a Yu-Gi-Oh movie. Yeah, so basically those are our three protagonists, and those are really all we can say about those characters, because all the other characters really don't do anything. Like heck, you don't even see Joey's. You don't see Joey, Tristan, Taylor, Bakura.
None of them.
No, but they don't play even a part. Which admittedly is again for.
Unless you count their monsters being stolen.
Yeah, but even then, those are never brought up. Like, when did Paradox have time to steal Joey's monster?
And speaking of which, Paradox, the main villain of the story, who claims that the future was ruled by dual monsters and has been going around taking the strongest monsters these three have ever faced and turning them into dark, malefic versions of themselves. In which case, they just look like the same monsters, only with dark plated armor.
They're evil! Evil.
And I have no relation to them.
Yeah, Crimson's not malefic. He's an archfiend.
Thank you for using the proper title.
I had to. You said you're not malefic.
Well, I do run a Red Dragon Archfiend deck. Why else would I be calling myself Crimson more?
You're red?
Moving on. It seems his main focus is sacrificing the good folk versions of the monsters and bringing out their darker sides.
Which plays in the style of the Malefic deck monsters is to actually summon a Malefic monster, you need to remove the monster from play. AKA, you want to summon Malefic Red Eyes Black Dragon, you gotta banish Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Why do you keep bringing up Red Eyes? You got a problem with Red Eyes?
Yes, I have a problem with your Red Eyes.
looks like
Anyway,
he's on
even
it.
though he claims the future is destroyed by dual monsters, the more I'm failed to see that when he's trying to destroy the game, he's still destroying the future. In fact, for all we know, he could be the one who caused it, and he doesn't know it.
Plus, actually, do we really even see the destroyed future?
Only a glimpse of it.
Yeah, because they don't really, again, this with the more simplistic plot, they don't show much about, like, we don't see it, and I think more with the destroyed future, we actually get more of it in 5Ds, I believe.
Yeah, but still.
But Paradox never gets referenced in that. Admittedly, that's, again, when I kind of didn't stop watching, but I do reference he was never referenced.
If anything, from the looks of his styling with the marks on his eye, for all we know, he could be from the Zexel era.
No, he's from the new era. The one they're just making way before this movie.
Perhaps.
Yeah. And that actually going on to the next thing is one of the things I want to say is weaknesses for this film. I mean, like we said, it's a very simple plot. And 3 heroes join up, they duel the bad guy, they win after a back and forth duel that goes back and forth and back and forth.
But still, I can understand what Paradox would mean how dual monsters destroy the world. There are some who use them for good, but if we look at examples of using it for bad, Yami Bakura, Yami Merrick, and then
All of the Yamis except Yugi.
and then oh yeah, I can't place the names of the ones that were in Jaden's era, but there was
The
Director
Seekers of
Goodwin.
Darkness, that Principal, Yubel,
But we get the
the
idea.
Darkness in season 4 that half the people don't know because they never released it.
Either way, we can understand Paradox's rage.
Well, we can understand it. It's just, and plus,
But
duels
he-
decide everything in this universe. Literally, a children's card game can do anything in this world.
So it makes sense that you would want to do away with it.
Yes, but again, this is more like a weakness. It's the simplest. We just basically see the duel, and that's it. Like, we don't get to see any focus.
Like this is a very interesting premise, as Ron just pointed out, and instead we just focus on the duel.
But yeah, they never. I kind of wish they would have had some scenes where they explained more about Paradox's backstory.
Again, Maurice, they went way too simple. I mean, compared to the other Yu-Gi-Oh movies, Darkside, Pyramid, those were not only, I believe, also longer films. This film is literally an hour. Darkside, I believe, was maybe more than 2 hours, and I don't remember Pyramids of Light, but I'm pretty sure that one was longer either.
Like I feel like it would have been more appropriate as a as just like a special 2-parter premiering on TV.
Yeah,
But you know,
because this does not feel like a movie.
Yeah.
Again, like, if I was the writer here what I've done is hints of, show maybe brief clips of this disastrous future that we see, like, show it from Paradox's view or maybe one of Paradox's close friends. Show that. Show where he came to the conclusion Duel Monsters was behind it. What was there some mysterious duel monster that appeared one day and somehow destroyed the whole multiverse? And heck, do we even explain how the frick he knows how to time travel?
Yeah, no, it's another one.
Like, this kind of reminds us when we were watching that Earthseas movie.
Yeah.
Too many plot holes.
That they don't even bother to explain.
Yeah, like, that's like one thing. We don't really see Paradox's motivations. I mean, we see his motivations, but we don't see why. We don't see how he came to that. Also, we don't see where he seems to get any of his abilities, because he seems to be able to summon any monster into the real world. Like, how did he do that? Like, literally, like, or why does the Crimson Dragon is able to summon Yusei back to the real time? And also, why was it just Yusei? Why not anyone else? I mean, Yusei is not the only chosen signer. We saw all 5 of them in 5Ds.
yeah, but you have to admit, out of all 5 of them, he's the better duelist.
Yes, but he also has his close counterpart, literally his main rival, Jack, who runs a dragon and a very...
Why would the rivals get any limelight?
I don't know, why did they ever give limelight?
Maybe it's just because they weren't popular enough.
No, I think Jack is a well-liked character. Plus, isn't Kaiba supposed to be a assembled Dark Horse? A fan-favorite character, for people who don't know the trope I'm talking about.
Yeah, but according to the fans of Yu-Gi-Oh!, the main characters are always the one who get the movie deals.
I don't know, if you explain Kaiba in Dark Side of Dimensions then.
Well, maybe it's because he got more new versions of his monster.
Alright, but yeah, that's weaknesses. We see very little of the cats and everything. It comes out, overall this might be a decent movie. It's so filled with plot holes and weird things. I mean, this is a premise. This feels more like an obvious beta than an actual movie.
I guess you could say this movie's a paradox.
Dude, you did not just do that.
God, I
Put
should
on
say,
sunglasses.
Everybody got a pull it out for fan.
use this instead.
This is like, this is, I mean, I feel like this would be a good beginning to like a CSI episode or something.
Go to the pungent. Go to the pungent. Pungent now. Alright, is that all we can say for weaknesses?
I would say so.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, no other claim, no other point. Joey?
Nah.
Beef? Beef?
Not really.
Not really, yeah.
Alright, Crimson, you've been answering while I was saying beef. I don't know why. And yeah, I got nothing here, so I guess we'll go on to scoring.
Alright.
Who would like to start?
I'd like to give it 5 out of 5. Not enough me in the movie.
No one gets that.
I'd like to give this a 4 out of 5 Magic the Gathering decks.
Oh, you didn't.
What?
I'm gonna say 5 out of 5, mainly for the epic duel that was part of the movie.
I'm gonna give it a 3. Sorry, I can't score it 5 out of 5 like you guys are. 3 out of 5 Karibo doing what Karibo does best.
17 out of 20, so that's like a, what, B or C?
How's it 17? Didn't you give it a 4?
Well, I give everything a 4 out of 5, so.
And I gave it a 3, so that's not. You didn't do your math right there.
5, 10, 14, 17.
Okay, I guess I didn't do it. Sorry, I just don't know why. Wait, that's 1 point missing. Oh, I see. I'm doing my math wrong. I was thinking of it based off 2. Alright, I guess now catch us for next time while we watch the anime Tales of Asteria X. That's the Anime Club signing off.